All right, we are back, and this is still Crossfire with DAPO and ISHIOMA. We told you at the beginning of the show that today is actually Truth Thursday. And so we'll be making a lot of very interesting stories available to you. And we told you we want to get your feedback on some of these stories. We told you about the shake-up in the military as 350 officers were redeployed, and 95 generals moved into fresh positions to see how far they can go. We told you about the Nigerian foreign mission abroad. The Port Harcourt worry and the refineries to produce 8.5 million liters of petrol, on a daily basis to support, whatever means of bringing more. Now, we also told you about the visit of President Muhammadu Buhari meeting President Biya of Cameroon to strategize against against Boko Haram. And we also told you, let's quickly, had an additional story, and that is the United States of America indicting the Borno state government over the use of child soldiers. Now, activities supported, their findings have discovered that the Borno state government, in the bid to raise, soldiers or some form of, to beef up security to support, they recruited children into what they tagged as joint force to fight Boko Haram. And, the United States of America condemned this activity. The activity supported the recruitment of child soldiers in the last 1 year. The United States government has said in its latest report on human trafficking. Now, Borno government headed by Governor Kashim Shettima for supporting a group involved with the recruitment and use of child soldier in the fight against Boko Haram insurgency. The U.S. have the opinion that they are young, they are children.
Alarming.
These are children.
It's difficult to comprehend.
Information have it that we have
10-year-old,
we have 11-year-old, maybe younger.
If I recall the Rwandan and the Ugandan genocide, especially the use of child soldiers by the rebel groups, and if you also recall the activities, some of the allegations against...
Now, truth is, what is the difference between what Boko Haram is doing to ensure that they don't deplete in number and picking up our young boys and getting them equipped with arms? And right now, the young girls that they picked, those are the ones they are using for, for the bombings that we've been experiencing. So what has the government in Borno State done differently, from the Boko Haram, the insurgents that you are fighting? So you are making the children to face the children, on the other side, if you look at it very well, because they have a lot of young soldiers who they have succeeded in winning over to their side. Now they are fighting with their innocent counterparts that the Borno state government is raising, to fight against them.
I strongly hope the Nigerian government can investigate this issue because it's alarming. And so I overheard someone earlier today when this issue was brought up for discuss, and the person was like, well, what if these children were actually recruited to fight the Boko Haram insurgents and not recruited for the Boko Haram insurgents?
It's something you just don't know, because the constitution of it, in the first place, the idea behind it is totally wrong.
It's wrong.
So you have given room to both international community and even those of us within to begin to think, what exactly are you using these children for? And all of that. So it's a very big one. Now, it will interest you to know that even though yesterday we had a form of soccer at the National Assembly, the House of Representatives concluded on the major positions, ensuring that they have permanent officers appointed into major roles in the lower chamber. But the most interesting thing is, that Nigerians are beginning to wonder, does this bring a final closure to the problems in the National Assembly, especially in the lower chamber? And then let's go on to think about the upper chamber. These are the two hollow chambers that we have in Nigeria. Is it over? And I love one of our very popular pastors in Nigeria who used to say, it is not over until it's over. But it has changed. It is now not over until you win. So who is winning here? Are we talking about the appointment? Now we have a forged document that has been used to put people in major offices like the president of the Senate, the deputy president of the Senate, and all of that. We have a very wrong document, supposedly, seemingly wrong document, because information I have it that this document was falsified. This document has been forged. it has been tampered with. It is not the original standing rule, for the House. And now you have used that. On that premise, you have sworn in officers, and they are already performing their legislative roles. Now, is this over, ISHIOMA?
Well,
because
it's not. For me, it's not. It's far from over. In fact, I wouldn't want to be a prophetess of doom, but I see a lot of turmoil and shake-up in the Senate, particularly. But let's just divert a little bit. Now, the Inspector General of Police will be appearing on August the 4th, before Justice Gabriel Kolawole of the Abuja Division, for him to testify, and also why let the court know why the documents should be accepted. Why shouldn't it be set aside? There's so many issues, but let's take this call.
Let's take this call. Good morning, Godwin.
Yeah, good morning.
Godwin, oh Godwin, oh Godwin. Oh. Good to have you on the show.
Moderators.
Welcome to CROSSFIRE.
I want to appreciate all you are doing.
Thank you very much.
I want to make comment on the Boko Haram issue.
Okay.
Number one, we are not trying to be realistic. We are not telling ourselves the truth. We are trying to remove it from religion, which is not true. We as Nigerians, we know the foundation of Boko Haram from the Dude. Even if there's foreigners that are attached to it, the foundation started from Nigeria. We should not try to say it is maybe only Cameroonian or the foundation is from Nigeria. We have to accept that. Then it's an internal matter. We have to sort ourselves out and tell ourselves the truth. There are people that are solely committed to this program, just for the selfish end. And secondly, I want to talk of this Bakassi issue. The Southeast, comparing the Cross River, then where they was just a total sellout by the Nigerian government, right from the time of Yakubu Gowon. That land belonged to Nigeria. It's a different land. But due to we are those that have lost the war, it's very specific to them. And when they go there, they use it as political affairs. I want to tell you that land at the appropriate time, God is need to give it back to those that own it. I want to appreciate you all. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Godwin.
So much.
I mean, nice contribution.
The International Court of Justice has ruled on that too.
No, but the truth is,
what can we do?
Let's look at this dimension that we didn't see before. Now, the fight against Boko Haram, don't forget that, there's been a problem on the peninsula. We're not so sure who owns Bakassi. Nigeria and Cameroon has been fighting on a power of supremacy, who takes over the Bakassi. But the truth is that whether the Bakassi belongs to Nigeria originally, or right now the incumbent government is conceding it finally to somebody needs to take ownership. You see, because before now, you don't even know the activities. Nobody is controlling it per se. Nigerians are there. The Cameroonians are there. Do you understand? Now, but at this time around now that those borders needs to be strengthened because they've been weak before, because nobody seems to be
And there hasn't been any government presence there, either from the Nigerian
government
side
or from the
Cameroonian.
Cameroonian. So it's been like an island in limbo. Nobody is taking ownership. But Buhari said it very clearly yesterday that the Bakassi has been finally conceded to be owned by the Cameroonian government, and I think for a very long time that is going to stand.
Amazing.
That is going to stand. So we were talking about the feud, the problem still pending in the National Assembly.
One of the issues that arose also was looking at the police. The police being a part of the executive arm of government. Did they have the right to interfere in the Senate, matters to also investigate and have their own?
Let me ask you a question. As a matter of fact, who has the right? No, who has the right? This is a trending story,
for me,
and it's not going to go away soon. Who do you think should do that investigation?
The police, they have the authority to carry out those investigations. For me, strongly, I agree.
Now, the issue of forging or tampering with the document, let's put it that way. Maybe it was tampered with. Do you think it is a civil matter or it's a criminal matter?
It's a criminal matter.
So document falsification.
It's criminal. Look at the criminal code. The provision of the
criminal
code is
divorce certificate, birthday certificate is a criminal.
It is strong on forgery.
Okay.
It is very strong on forgery. It's a criminal matter.
Okay.
Especially when you connived
to actually aid abetting,
I mean, it's criminal on all fronts. Okay. So, but the thing now is, this is crucial for me. In as much as, we are all saying that those documents were forged, it's now left for the courts to investigate also and look at it from all angles and give their verdict. Was it forged or was it not forged? But mind you, by virtue of Section 6 sub 6 of the Constitution of Nigeria, which also empowers the court, which define the courts, this court has the right to set aside those alleged forged documents. Okay. It has the right to say, well, they were not forged. It has the right to say they were forged after it carries out its own investigations. But now I'm looking at the Senate now and looking at, there is no way the Nigerian senators we have today, especially with the issues on ground, will say, let them sweep the issues under the carpet. There is no way they will look at it that way, because they will want to get to the root of it. And mind you, this is also a struggle for supremacy.
Now, don't forget
who will be in control
way beyond the issue of the forged document. There are a lot of problems still looming in the upper chamber. That's the Senate. The APC, as a party, still do not want Anike Ekeremadu as the deputy, president of the Senate. And in the bid to probably get rid of him and rope him into, the person who championed the forged standing rule document and all of that. For whatever reason, or peradventure because he belongs to an opposition party, and they have every basis to want to get rid of him because, I mean, on a good day, for the very first time in a long time, I've not read anywhere within the country and outside the country where you have an opposition party as the deputy president of a Senate. I mean, and so we have a classical case in our hands that is really not making the upper chamber, the hallowed upper chamber, to look like, what it's supposed to look like. And until that problem is solved, I think we have a major case in our hands until that problem is solved. Let's take this call from Oshobo. John, good morning.
Hello, DAPO. How are you?
Good morning.
Thank you very much, for calling.
ISHIOMA, how are you? Good morning.
Good morning. Welcome to CROSSFIRE.
It's nice listening to your conversation this morning.
Thank you.
On the National Assembly field.
Yes.
All right.
I'm so impressed with the two of your positions.
Thank you.
But let's be frank. In what way has the doctoring of the supposed doctor document has helped in the emergence of those who emerged? Let's ask ourselves that question first.
Big question, yeah.
In what way? Let us assume it was tampered with. It's an assumption, because until a court of law rule that it was tampered with, all what we are saying now is just that we are just we are just thinking it might happen. But let us assume, not to eat up the politics. In what way do you think the tampering of the document has aided the emergence of Saraki?
Okay.
Hello.
1001, Saraki will always emerge.
Exactly.
Yes, the other people, the PDP will always vote for him. So I was listening to your sister station yesterday, and they said something. They said we should play this thing low a little bit instead of eating up the politics. Yeah. Because if you ask yourself, ISHIOMA is a lawyer there. You're also a very good commentator. In what way has this doctoring of changing this to was or changing what to we, has it affected the emergence of Saraki? In what way has it disturbed the emergence of Lawan? So, God will help us. Now that they have solved the problem of the House of Reps, don't let us eat up that of Senate. We want to see the change. Let them work. Let them work.
Thank you so much.
We are God bless you. This is just my submission this morning.
All right. Thank you so very much, John. Nice one.
But as it stands, if really those documents were forged, it simply means we do not have any leadership in the Senate. And fresh elections will be conducted. When those fresh elections will be conducted, it will not give room for all the manipulating in the sense of fielding those candidates they had in mind from the beginning. Likely that is how it is. But if they decide, okay, well, let's not toe the line of forgery, let's try and amend these issues, Saraki will be faced with two options. Because he knows if now the APC, they want Ekweremadu to leave, obviously, Saraki's leadership or headship is because of the
compromise too.
Exactly. Also because of Ekweremadu. So he has probably the APC may give him two options. It's either we cover you here, but you have to let Ekweremadu go and substitute him with an APC member for us to have the kind of balance we've had in previous administrations, APC, rather than APC-PDP. They will either give him that option, you either let Ekweremadu leave, and then let's put in someone we believe will be loyal to the party and will also help the presidency in achieving change agendas.
No,
either they do that, or
ISHIOMA,
he will go the route of forgery. And of course, forgery is criminal and is punishable according to the Nigerian
exactly.
laws.
The truth is that
we may end up having jail terms.
Yeah, exactly. If the case we have at hand is well prosecuted, the default, defaulted candidates, the people who actually perpetrated the forgery or whatever, and probably those who aided and were part of it. Believe you me, more than half of the members of the Senate will be affected. That meeting was not a constituent of just 3 or 10 people. They were more than 100 people who sat to agree on that thing.
So that means we're going to have fresh elections.
I mean, definitely, that's what is going. So what will happen eventually is to say, let bygone be bygone. Let's thoroughly and properly amend the standing rule, and let's conduct a fresh election. And you know what will happen?
Or the party can also look at it and let's save ourselves the time, the energy for all of that drama. Yeah. Saraki, you want to be in charge, right? No problem. But then you have to get rid of your deputy.
But the deputy will now have to indict the...
Definitely. So at the end of the day, you see that this is going to result into a lot of hula baloo and turmoil.
All right. Anyway, to stop eating up the polity, using the word of John from Oshogbo, is to actually begin to look at a proper way of solving the problem in the upper chamber of the National Assembly. Let's go on a short break now. When we come back, we'll be taking more calls and we'll still be analyzing the issues at hand. We'll be right back. All right, we are back, and this is still Crossfire with DAPO and ISHIOMA, and we've been talking about truth. And we've been talking about truth. We're just making available stories, and we need your contribution to let us know exactly what you think and what you feel and what your imagination can actually, perceive about the outcome of on some of the issues that we have tabled this morning. We have a caller online. Let's quickly take that. Cyril from Port Harcourt. Good morning, Cyril.
Good morning.
Hello, Cyril. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm very much there.
Good morning. Good to have you on Crossfire.
Yeah, good morning, DAPO and ISHIOMA. It's been quite interesting listening to you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Now, I was reading about a court case that involved 5 senators going to court over this issue of forgery or no forgery. Mm-hmm. And if what I was reading is anything to go by, is it an indication of the likely posture the courts will take in this matter? If it is, are we really not probably dissipating our energy over something that should be internal to the House? That's one. 2, I kind of get uncomfortable when we emphatically declare the document as being forged. I think the process of proof is a bit rigorous, and it's not something that somebody can just get up and say something is forged, something is not forged. Forged in relation to what? What is the process and the rest of them? Because when you use the word forged, of course, one of the things is who is the authority. These are all issues that are there. But I think what's of more interest to me is the posture that the judge took. And I think looking at the posture of that judge, some other judge may take some other posture anyway. I'll think that just as the last caller said, let's watch and see how it plays out. But it may be too premature to say whether things are forged or not.
All right. All right. Thank you so very much. For your submission. We do appreciate that. Now, ISHIOMA, don't forget.
If you read the
if you read
the reports which the police tendered, they took their time to detail it. And why, well, they also took their time to state why they believe that document was forged, the amendment, because it didn't follow due process. It didn't follow due process at all.
All right. I mean, what exactly is the process for amendment is another very big question to ask. Let's take this call from Babatunde. Good morning, Babatunde.
Hello, good morning.
Welcome.
Good morning. Good to have you on CROSSFIRE.
Okay. I want to talk, in terms of the question that, the work caller just, made. He was asking a question that, in what particular way, as the case of forgery of, the standing order of the House, helped in the emergence of Bukola Saraki or Ike Ikedimaru. So I want to, submit that. The question does not actually arise. The question is that if it is actually found out and it is proven that there is a case of forgery, the normal thing that's supposed to happen is that process, the entire process in its entirety, should be declared null and void, and fresh election will not be conducted in selecting those principal officers. That's number one. Number two, what happened in the case of Bukola Saraki is a clear conspiracy. There's nothing wrong actually in lobbying. If you want to lobby, you can really lobby, within your party and possibly opposition. Then in a situation whereby somebody has lobbied majorly the opposition to become, an officer of that status, actually called to question, his patriotism. Thank you. That's just what I want to say.
All right. Thank you so very much.
Thank you so much.
I mean, very good comments there.
Nice submissions, which I totally agree with.
But you see, going forward, ISHIOMA, the truth is that I stand on the position, my position on this matter is just to ensure that we do not eat up the polity, longer than necessary. The polity is already heated up.
So if you do not want us to heat up the polity, what do you want? What's the suggestion?
Okay, my candid opinion is that constitutionally, the House have a right to elect their own candidates. That's one. Without the party, the law does not support any activity. Don't forget one. Let's quickly establish the fact that one, every candidate are not, they are not, independent candidates. They rode on a party. So we are not saying the party is not important. Number two is that the moment you are elected into that house, you are not representing your party any longer. You are still a party member, but your interest has become the general interest of the country, of Nigerians, okay? And so you are expected to legislate laws and form policies the time that will move the country forward. Now, when you get that right as a senator and as a legislator, now when you have a crisis of this sort, that, okay, we're thinking that something obviously was wrong with the process of getting the officers in their respective positions. The one position that I likely will take is that, okay, now that we all are together, APC, PDP, every other party represented in the House, let us come and say, okay, are we declaring this election, the last election that puts these people as our leaders, null and void? Let the ayes have it and let the nays, take their position too. If they say yes, but don't forget that just out of 409, 109 people, hold on. Let me land on my thought. Hold on. Let me land on my thought.
Let me land on my thoughts now. Your A's and your nays have nothing to overrule.
Let me land on my thought.
You asked me my position. Of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
You asked me for my position. Okay. So I'm simply saying that at that point, if the ayes have it or the nays have it, whatever position they take, don't forget that out of 109 senators, 81 already casted a vote of confidence on the leadership as at the present, and that constitutes a majority. So even if you declare the last election null and void based on 45 documents, Bukola Saraki will still come back and emerge the president of the Senate. Now you forgot something. Let me land. And I'll say, but because the premise of their winning in the first place, or the process that made them emerge as winners in the first place, was based on a forged document. And we want to go ahead and allow the Constitution of Nigeria and things to be done properly and correctly. We are now saying that, let us investigate. If the document is forged, let us prosecute the people who forged it. Let us
at the end of the day, let's just say maybe those 81 senators who
were part of the people who contributed
at the end of the day,
at the end of the
day, do you think they will have their way? No.
And you think in Nigeria, you will get rid of 81 senators? out of
this is the era of change.
And then we now go back to fresh elections.
But look,
we now go back to fresh elections of people into those offices.
We need to set this right, because this is a government that has said they will teach and reorient the minds of Nigerians. Okay. They have come with what? The change mantra. Okay. So they should begin to teach people. We should begin to see it happen.
All right.
If this will be the first, then let it happen to serve as a deterrence to future generations that that the era of cutting corners and forgery is all gone.
Can you establish that the issue of bringing this issue, eating up the polity based on this forged document?
But we need to sanitize
you don't think
this
that
nation.
it is based on a personal vendetta? You don't think APC is prosecuting because they feel they don't want Saraki in the first place? Okay, let's see. It's a trending story. It is fresh. I mean, updates comes every day. And so we will not be leaving the stories of the National Assembly until we have respite. I mean, complete respite. Every party, agreed parties agree with the leadership of the House, and country wants to move forward based on that. It's on this note that we'll say very thank you to everybody who's made our show possible today. Join us tomorrow for another very interesting package of Crossfire and Channel 196 on Cool TV. We'll be back.
So, did you like what you just saw? I know you did. It's very simple. If you want to see more, just subscribe to our channel right now.